Hello, my friends. So, recently I read this great book which changed my way of dealing with almost anyone. In this book, the author tells us about the correct method of dealing with people. He tells us about the best way to interact with someone to get the most out of a conversation. He talks about problems we face while dealing with people, especially in business. The author also gives us an example of how a man with 314 employees became successful after learning the importance of word kindness in his every sentence. So, part 1 starts with fundamental techniques in handling people. Here, the author tells us about the importance of rewarding someone for their good deeds rather than punishing them for the bad ones. He mentions many psychologists who prove this statement. Here, he also gives us an example of how a manager of a firm made his employees wear safety hats who resented wearing it just with the help of his wise words. The author then tells us about the most important thing people want, that is, a feeling of importance. Yes, a feeling of importance is what you must give to a person you are dealing with. Author explains this with the example of Lincoln. He also talks how a sincere appreciation become one of the secrets of the first John Rockefeller's success in handling men. The only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. Author here tells us about how important it is to be concerned about the client you are talking to and also give him the complete attention. He explains this by giving an example. He says instead of preaching children not to smoke, we should tell them how it can keep them from winning a race or making it to their basketball team. Part 2. This part starts with him telling us the importance of being genuinely interested in people. He starts with his memory when his father brought a little yellow puppy for him. He tells us about how the puppy would just sit and wait for him, always greet him with a wagging tail, which shows how this little puppy was genuinely interested in the author and how it could have made more friends in 2 months than the author just by becoming interested in other people. The book also puts emphasis on people using the word I more often, which shows us that people are more interested in themselves while in a conversation. Action speaks louder than words, and a smile says, I like you, you make me happy, and I am glad to see you. So, the simplest way to make a good first impression is to smile. Remember, always remember the name of the person you are talking to. The author explains how mentioning someone by their name can make the person feel so much important. We should always be a good listener, and the most easy way to be a nice in a conversation is to be interested in what the others say. We should encourage them to talk more and more about themselves. Other people's interests should be your topmost priority while in a conversation. To make people like you instantly, you need to make the person feel important. Admiring even the small things about a person makes them feel important, and you can frame the whole conversation in your hands. The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Part 3 starts with the ill effects of an argument. The author remembers one of the incident where he was invited to a gather, but where he met a storyteller who claimed to be correct about a topic while the author knew he was wrong. So the author was just about to start an argument when one of his friends told him to accept whatever the storyteller had to say. On the way back home, author's friend told him that he knew author was right, but told him never to get into an argument. The most important point to keep in mind is to always show respect for other person's opinions and never say they are wrong. But if you are wrong, just admit it without any further arguments. Always begin in a friendly way. Never differentiate your opinions with the person you are dealing with. You both should agree on some basic grounds. Try to get a response of yes from them for friendly and sweet start of a conversation. Let the other person talk and talk. Let them talk as much as share and share as much as of the experience. Never ever jump onto a conclusion quickly and try to see things from other person's point of view. Well, our ability to jump onto conclusions on quickly is the main reason why many relations get strained. Right? Always be sympathetic to other person's ideas and desires. Dramatize your ideas. The book tells us how dramatizing the truth and presenting it to people you are talking to can enhance the quality of a conversation. Well, the TV does this, movies does this. Why can't you? Part 4 begins with the author telling us to begin with the praise and honest appreciation. Well, this should be on top of the list since everyone wants a credit for the work they have done. You have the complete right to criticize someone, but before doing so, talk about your own mistakes first. What you do wrong, so that the person you're talking to can accept the fact that no one is perfect here. Also, try to ask questions instead of giving direct orders to someone. Praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement you see in a person. Be hearty, lavish in your praise. Give them a fine reputation to live up to, use encouragement, and make their faults seem easy to correct. This was the summary of this fine book. Above all, the best way to gain is to read the book yourself, link of which I will be giving in the description below. Thanks a lot.